Mental health. Now, mental health is a term which is using enormously in different contexts. Many people nowadays are more aware or more worried about their mental health. Many people seek help to maintain mental health in different aspects, and some of them are very eager to know that they are mentally healthy or not. So, mental health is a term which is used in different contexts in differently, or many people understood this term differently, or there are some misconceptions about this term. So we can see what is mental health. Actually, it is not only a constant thing, or it is a combination of biological, psychological, familial, social, all these aspects of a person's health. Then all this contributes to mental health. So when a person is physically ill, we can say he cannot be mentally very strong, or if a person is psychological aspects are not very good, or the family relationship is not good, it influences the person's mental health. So there are n number of things which contribute positively or negatively to the mental health. So when we understand for a educational aspect, we can understand this term mental health into two different aspects. One is personal and the other one is social. So how we can maintain our mental health in the personal aspect, or how we can maintain the social situations to maintain a good mental health. That is the most important aspects of mental health. So now we can see the personal aspects of mental health. The first thing is goal. So what is the goal of the life, or what is the goal of that person at the moment is very important. And also how much determined is the person, or how he accepts the idea, or how he is strong in his or her decisions. And there is a strong action plan to implement the idea, or simply speaking, this is my idea, I want to do blah blah blah, it won't work. So there should be a progressive action plan, and the most important is the constructive progression, that we should work on the same idea continuously without any gap in between till we attain the goal of that area. So there are three different aspects: mind, body and intellect. All these three contribute positively to the mental health. So body is the physical aspect of the health, that a person should maintain the physical health. That is, there should not be any physical illnesses, or the physical aspect, the body should be maintained in a very healthy way. That positively contribute to the mind. If a person is ill, or if a person is having serious diseases, he cannot concentrate to the aspect, or he cannot think positively, or he cannot take a decision. So positive physical health contribute to the mental health. And also the clarity of the mind, how the person conceives the idea, how the decision is, all this contribute to the mental health. Again, there are different aspects of mental health, that already physical or behavioral, emotional, intellectual and spiritual. That is physical, we already told. Then how we understand the behavioral aspect of the mental health? It is depend upon how the person behaves in different situations. According to different situations, if the person is behaving according to the norms of the society, he is called mentally healthy. That is, in one situation, if the person is behaving properly, or if any behavioral issues or different patterns of behavior in a situation, then we have to understand, oh, something has happened to the person. Any situations or anything, if anything is contributing towards the behavioral aspect, or there is a various or a deep problem in the behavioral aspect, we have to understand it. Then the emotional aspect, how the person is responding to the stimulus. If a situation or a person is telling something, then the person immediately responds vigorously or agitatedly to the stimulus in a situation which does not need that much strong emotion. Then we have to understand the person is emotionally weak, or how the person can manage the emotion even to a non-desirable situation. The person doesn't like the situation, or the situation is not so positive to the person's approach, even though the person is not expressing the emotion more than the expected level, or the expression is milder to moderate, then we can say the person is emotionally strong or emotionally healthy. Intellectual aspect is, if a person is responding to the situation, to a specific situation, he is able to analyze the situation, understand the situation, and behave according to the situation. That is, he is able to take the decision, he is able to guide the situation, or he is able to guide the other persons in the team, or appropriate decision. All these contribute to the intellectual aspect of the mental health. Then the last one is the spiritual aspect, that is how a person is enhancing or upgrading himself or herself to the inner core of the person, or how the person is understanding the nature or the higher realms of life. That is also very important. Then mental health, there are another contributing factors to have a better mental health is the temperament. That is, the temperament is the innate nature of the person, how the person is, how he or she is, how their internal structure or functions are maintained. That is very important. The second one is motivation. Motivation is how a person is motivated. We can see different persons telling about their life. I was very gloomy in my childhood, and at the age of 10, I got a teacher or I got a friend who motivated me, who enhanced me, who helped me to do many things. After that, I started doing this, and I am very effectively participating in these parts of that area, and now I am successful in that area. So that is the motivation. It may be from a person, it may be from a situation. So however, the motivation is the most important part of a person's life. If a person gets proper motivation in a younger age or in a specific situation, then it contributes positively to the mental health, and it enhances the self-respect of the person and self-understanding of the person. So most of the time, motivation should get from an outside person or from an outside situation. Most of the time, it is teachers or the school group is motivating most of the people. And the next one is talent. We know each person have their own talents. So we know I understood I have this ability to sing positively, sing very nicely from the age of 10. But this person had this talent from the birth, or before that also he may be able to do. But sometimes somebody has to uncover the talent which is there in the person. So many a time, even though the talents, what all talents a person is having, we have to uncover the talents and we have to motivate the talents. That is most important. So most of the persons may be having very different talents. Sometimes we are not aware that this person is having this talent, and that may be in a sleeping stage in that person. So we have to understand that talent is very important as far as the mental health is concerned. So to understand the talent, the person himself or herself may be able to understand, or sometimes somebody else has to uncover the talent which is in the person. We see many artists, they are singing or dancers or players, football, cricket, all these persons have talents, but sometimes it may be uncovered in a very younger age of life. Some persons say, I understood, I can do this from the age of 10, maybe 15, maybe 20. So that is also another aspect of talent and motivation. Next, the most important aspect is tolerance. How we are able to tolerate a situation or a word or a action to us from another person. So that is not important how strong the impulse or the word or the action is. How we are able to cope up or how we are able to express to that situation is much important. So some persons, even if nowadays we are seeing a lot of experience, lot of examples that especially students say that teacher insulted me, that teacher hurted me. So that type of things, then we ask what the teacher told, what is the what you do to have that type of conversation between you and the teacher. Then it many times it may not be the problem of the teacher, or it may not be the problem of the situation. Even with a small stimulus, the person, the student feel, I got hurted and many people saw me like this, and it hurts their ego. So they respond very strongly or very aggressively to that situation. And sometimes some other person, even though they had the same incidents, they say that, okay, whatever happened has happened. We have to express positively, or we have to go with this teacher or with the group of people, and even if I am not happy with the situation, it's okay, I have to go ahead. So such type of expressions from a person is the tolerance. So if a person is able to tolerate in a situation, then the person's mental health is more stable. If a person is expressing very agitatedly, very anxious to a situation, it negatively contributes to that person's mental health. So how we response to the situation, it depends or it affects the person's health than the other person who is receiving or who is visible in the situation. Next one is adaptation. Adaptation is a term which is used in different situations. So a person is living in a specific situation, happened to go to another situation, and in a situation all the surrounding may not be familiar, or the lifestyle may be different, the food may be different. So the person is saying, oh, I don't like this food because the food what I eat till this time in my house is more good, or I like that only, or this type of teaching I don't like because I was in another situation. So every time we are saying I don't like or I am not happy with the situation, then we cannot progress or we cannot contribute to our health. Rather, oh, this is the new situation, so I have to learn what all things I have to do here, or I have to modify my way of life to the new situation. That is adaptation. So whatever is there is accepted properly and behave according to the situation, to the new situation is adaptation. Nowadays, this type of adaptation problems are a lot in people, because they are not happy to move from a comfort zone to a new zone, and they are not happy to experience something which they have not familiar. So they feel that what they know is pleasure and unknown is pain. So never happy to feel the pain. But sometimes when we adapt to the new situation, it may give more sweeter experiences or higher realms of experiences to the person to enhance the health or enhance the positivity of the person. So to adapt a new situation is highly essential in a new world, because nowadays we are traveling a lot, we are staying in different countries, learning in different countries or working in different countries. All these contribute to the adaptation aspect of the person. This is, now we can say how Ayurveda see this condition. According to Ayurveda, first or foremost thing what we do is analysis of the Prakriti. So what is the genomic understanding of the person or the constitution of the person? So how a person is. So what is Prakriti? So nowadays we say, whenever we look, Ayurveda is Prakriti or constitution. So in Ayurveda, Prakriti is a technical term. So it represents anatomical, physiological, psychological, behavioral, intellectual identity of a person. So all these things are contributed to the term Prakriti, that is the constitution. So it is a phenotype, and all people are very familiar about Vata Prakriti, Pitta Prakriti and Kapha Prakriti. So each and every person belongs to one of the category of the Prakriti, or sometimes a combination of Prakriti of 2 or 3 in a different permutation and combination. So we can see many people Vata Prakriti or Vata Pitta Prakriti or Vata Pitta Prakriti in a higher contribution of Vata and very low of Pitta, like that, or different, opposite. So in a combination of Vata Pitta, there is a n number of expressions according to the permutation and combination of the Vata or Pitta in a person. So we have to understand each Prakriti person, how they behave or what will be happening inside them, or chances of expression, how it will be. So this thing is elaborately explained in our classical textbooks. I will tell some examples, like Vata Prakriti person are more in artistic, more quick in action, more quick in decision, but the consistency may be very little or low. So they are very fast acting people, but they cannot go on in the things because they get many new ideas immediately. So they will jump from one idea to another and another, like that. But they are very good artistic people. And the second one is Pitta Prakriti, that is they are very strong people, very strong physically, also mentally, and they have a lot of energy and passionate desire, lot of motivation, like that. And in a Kapha person, they are like a slow and steady people. They conceive the idea very slowly. They think many times in that idea and finalize, okay, I can do it. But the importance is that once they started doing it, they will go on working on it, and the consistency is very high in that person. So this is some examples. There is a lot of how their body type, how they will be, because the Vata person will be very lean, and the Kapha person is more stout, Pitta persons are more strong muscles, like that. In the physical appearance, in the mental expressions, everything is elaborately told. I am just telling some examples of this. And also there will be always a combination of Vata Pitta or Vata Kapha or Pitta Kapha, Kapha Pitta, like that. there are different combinations of Prakriti, and according to each Prakriti, it is the person is different. That is about the, and also when we say about the mental Prakriti, the analysis, there are again three types of psychological Prakriti or the mental Prakriti. That is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. These three terms are very familiar for all of us nowadays, because now it is elaborately used. Sattva person, this person is Rajasic, this person is Tamasic, like that. So also it is told Sattvic food is there, which is enhanced nowadays, like that. So what is Sattva, what is Rajas and what is Tamas is, in one word we can say Sattva is transparent. Rajas or Rajasic Prakriti is emotions color the experiences, and in the Tamasic stage, the ignorance color the experiences. So, how we understand a Sattva person? The Sattva person will be having clear understanding, very calm mind, awareness will be good, easygoing or balanced, very satya, they are very prone to sattva, also peaceful, like that. So they are very truth, they never say the lies, or they never go beyond the dharma. So that is the sattvic aspect of mental Prakriti. Then and positive and negative aspect for Rajasic and Tamasic Prakritis, because Rajasic Prakriti persons are very energetic and they are always projecting the power, and little bit of egoistic, and they are very passionate, anxious, more desires, motivation, etc. So all these things are positive to the person, because they are these type of people are very essential in the society, because they take the motivation, they motivate themselves and also they motivate others, they take the leadership and it go ahead like that. And Tamasic persons, they are always a dull persons. Their mind is very dull, they are just always having fear, they never start doing any work, they never take initiation, they will be always happy to sleep or rest most of the time, like that. So in Manasik Prakriti also we can see there are different persons, different combination of persons, that is Sattvic and Rajasic combinations, Sattvic Tamasic combinations, like all the combinations we can see. So in Ayurveda, what is our intention or what is our mental health is always lead them towards Sattva, help them towards Sattva. So in a person, if they are having more of Rajasic or Tamasic nature, our idea to be healthy or to be mentally healthy, that person should move towards Sattva, or we should assist the person to move Sattva. That is the most important aspect in Ayurveda. And also when we go through different readings or different understanding from internet or something, there are different combinations called Vada Prakriti is more of Sattva, or Pitta Prakriti is more of Rajas, Kapha Prakriti is more of Tamas, like that. But these type of linear correlations are not at all possible, because these relations are in the three-dimensional. So we cannot say Vada person is Sattva, or Pitta person is Sattva, or Kapha person is Sattva. All the three, there is Sattva, there is Rajas and there is Tamas. So we have to understand how a Vada person who is in the Sattvic stage of mind, how they respond, how they react. So a Vada person who is in Sattvic stage will be more of creative, more of inspired, more of enthusiastic, artistic, intuitive, like that. And the same Vada person who is in Rajasic stage, who is more of nervous, more of anxious, there is hyperactivities, worried, fearful, something like that. Then a Vada person who is in Tamasic stage is always in depressed addicted, or person will be very dull in nature. And a pitta person who is in sattvic stage, who is very strong leader, having a clear thinking, and also a spiritual teacher, have a different perspectives of understanding of things. And the same pitta person who goes to the rajasic stage, who is very angry, very hot tempered, very judgmental, the same person changes a lot, having jealousy and try to control others, something like that. The same pitta person who goes in the tamasic stage of mind, who is very violent, hateful, or ready to hurt others, like that. And the kabha person who's in sattvic stage is more of nurturing, love, care, affection, compassion, like generous qualities, the patience, these type of qualities are exhibited. Same person, the kapha, goes to the rajasic stage, will be more of attached to things or many objects, very stubborn and possessive, and also have a lot of grudges, something like that. And the same kapha person who goes to the tamasic stage will be attached to more of pleasures, material things, self-loathing, thieves, something like that. So we cannot say vada is this or kapha is this, like that. But we have to understand a vada person who is in sattvic stage, what will be the expression. A vada person who is in the rajasic stage, what will be the expression. So we see a person expressing the rajasic nature. It is our responsibility of a mental health guide or a person of Ayurveda to guide them towards the sattvic, to have a proper mental health to that person or a proper health to that person. So how the expressions can be different, because expression changes according to external stimulus. If we are sitting in a very calm mood, some problems happening outside and many people started arguing, we have an internal urge to go and participate in the stimulus, and when we start there, acting there, unknowingly or unknowingly we will be part of it and we express differently. So we cannot have a control over the external stimulus. So what we should do? So whatever may be the external stimulus, we ourselves has to be in the sattvic stage or very near to the sattvic stage. That is the only way to be mentally healthy. So we cannot change the external world, we cannot change the external environment, or we cannot change the external stimulus at a moment. But we know how I should respond to a situation, how I should even if I should participate or not, is good for me or good for other people. Even if I am participating, how should I go and argue that person? What should be my stand? Like that, we have to work on it, and we have to understand this should be the better aspect. And a sattvic person will behave like this, so I want to behave like this, then I can be healthy. Otherwise, after this, the person gets a lot of irritations, agitations, then the sleep will be disturbed, then the physical aspect will be disturbed, the person feels very tired, not having good appetite. So with an argument, all the physical, mental, next day person cannot take the decision, he cannot think is it right or not, or I should how I should participate in my office, or how I should behave to the higher authorities, or all these things. There will be confusions and the person will not behave properly. So this type of decision to be in the sattvic or near to the sattvic makes the person healthy. For that, we have to concentrate in different aspects. I'm not going elaborately to that. The first thing is the food. Next thing, what all things is good. What is the good food to maintain a good health? Then what is the activities to maintain the good health? What all routine we have to follow to maintain the good health, and how our thought processes should be to be in the sattvic stage. Now the second aspect is social determinants of mental health. So even though we say the external stimuli, whatever may be, how we respond is much important. If the external stimuli is very contributing to us or very positive to us, it will be contributing positively to the mental health. So the social determinants are the healthcare, the health services, the employment, education, physical environment, social support, social and community context, the culture in which we belongs to. There are n number of things which contributes to the person's mental health. So the most important things are how the relationship will be to the person and the society. It will be the relationship between the family members, it will be the relationship with the spouse or with children, friends, parents, or the society where we are living. So the relationship, how a person is nurturing, which will be very important. If a person is not having a good relation with the family, so it will be very difficult for the person to be healthy, because he is always in the family situation and all the members of the family is not properly having a relation or not properly included in the person's life, or a person is alone, not able to communicate to the family, then it is not very good. So if he or she is having a very good relationship in the family and all the family members are supporting the person, then it will be very healthy, or it will contribute positively to the health. And the relationship with spouse, now we are seeing a lot of issues with the marital problems, marital conflicts. So it contribute, if it is a very good relationship, it contribute positively to the health. Otherwise that itself is enough to have the person ill or having problems to the life. Not only in one aspect, it reflects in all aspects of the life. And the person, they are feeling conflict with the friends or children, they are not go ahead with the friends, and friends is behaving not properly or not as before, like that also contribute to the lot of conflict in the inner core of the person, and it contribute to the health. And also nowadays we are having staying away from the parents, and the parents are always complaining about the person is not there, not spending time with them, or knowingly or unknowingly about the new situation where the son or the daughter is, because the situation nowadays is entirely different, and the whole family has to understand what the new situation or which situation the person is, and why or how, why the person is not able to spend time or not behaving properly. Maybe that understanding is much more important to improve the health or improve the relationship of the person. So sometimes with the help of social media or with the help of workplace, if a person is staying away from the house, the person has to use different methods to communicate, modern methods or social media to communicate, to have the proper relationship or proper care of the family, and which properly contribute to the positive health. And many people ask how I should keep the relationship, because some families or some friends are always contributing, always asking what is ways. I mean, always they are peeping in the person's personal aspect. So the person may not be happy or comfortable in that situation. So as a person who deals with the mental health, we have to say there are two different types of relationship. The first one is dependent, that the person is always feels the son or the wife or the person should be completely dependent on me. I should be the boss, or I should have all the power, the other person will be like this. So that type of dependent persons, it is very difficult to have a healthy or mentally feel happy. And some persons are completely independent, that is, they always take decision, what they like, they do what they like, they think what they like is good. So they are always concerned about themselves, and they are not concerned about the other persons in the family or the friends or the workplace. So such situations, it is very difficult to maintain a healthy relationship. Always it is good to have an interdependent stage, that is, whenever is needed we can involve, whenever is not needed they can enjoy their personal life. That is the better way to have a better relationship. So interdependent method of personal relationship is always better to have a mental health. So whenever is needed we can discuss, or whatever involvement, or but not always nagging or peeping is good. Next is the how we can improve the relationship, because always we are in a very specific situation and we feel all the other persons are in the same situation. So we have to think from the other person's point of view, that a person is working very hard 8 hours a day, or a person is working 18 hours a day, behave differently, because they will be very tired after 18 hours of their work. So that may be the reason that they are not communicating. Means we have to understand the situation, we have to improve the situation by understanding the person, then that itself is enough. And sometimes we have to rearrange the space, we have to rearrange the object in a very specific way what we like. So maintain a very clean, tidy atmosphere, atmosphere, well organized space is very good to have a working level, and working in such an atmosphere helps positively to the mental health. So always we should be very comfortable in the space where we are. So always most of the people in the office or in the house, in the working space, there will be a lot of things, and always we are not able to find which paper we want to take, which file is used, which is the urgent one. So identifying, understanding, keeping in proper place, and that atmosphere itself is very positive towards the health, because the person is very organized. So he will not feel any difficulty to understand the important things, less important things which should be done immediately. Like that contributes, systematic way of approach contributes positively to the health. Then the most important thing is that understanding the need and greed. That is the most important, because in a life we have many needs which should be satisfied for the further life, or we have to go ahead with that things or that materials or whatever it may be. So if we are satisfying our needs, it should be essential need, or a need, just a need, or need only to satisfaction. So first we have to satisfy the essential need, without which the life will not progress. And need should be the second priority, and the needs only for satisfaction has to be kept for later, that if possible we can do it, otherwise it's okay. So what should be the need and what should be the greed? So most of the time this greed is contributing towards many diseases in the mental plane, because I saw a thing in another person's hand, and the person immediately start thinking, okay, that person is having that, I don't have that. If I get this, I will be more happy. If I'm not having this, because I'm not having this, I'm sad. So that thought itself contribute again conflict in the mind, and that conflict makes disturbances in the different actions, even the sleep, even the food. So greed is a very uh, disturbing factor for the mental health. So we have to differentiate what is the need and what is the greed of that person and in the situation. So what we really need is to be satisfied, and we have to recognize the greed, and we have to understand it is not a very essential need. Okay, even if it is not there, I can live, or I am happy without this. That is most important aspect. So to understand the need and greed, we have to be very specific, and we have to convince ourselves, okay, what is needed for me, what is not needed for me, like that contribute positively to the health. Then another thing is, always we are in a workaholic place, always we are in a stressful conditions or timelines. We have to finish this, we have to finish this by this time. So always we are in a pressure. Sometimes we feel stuck. So the most important thing is we have to revive our hobbies or passions, whatever we like. Many people like to hear music, or sometimes they read some books, some fictions or some novels. Or somebody feels very interesting towards cooking or dancing. So whatever gives them happiness, they have to involve little time to this. So that also very important, because that is their personal time, that is their personal enjoyment, that also has to be satisfied. Then nowadays the most important thing is awareness of the health quotient. That is, nowadays people are always getting care when they get disease. So when they get a disease, they go to hospital, they go to the doctor. Then they say, you have this disease, what will be the consequences? And if they are going on discussing on it, sometimes it gives a fear complex or a fear factor in the person. That itself create again the different thinking, what happens to me, or if it is treated, if it is not properly treated, or if this person is not able to treat me properly. So that type of thinking causes a lot of conflict inside, and also that thinking itself makes the problems to the person. Most of the time there are a lot of health scare than the health care, because nowadays people are very much worried about the obesity. And whenever you read any book, oh, obesity is a big issue, these things will happen. Or a person also read cardiac issues. After the COVID, a lot of people get affected by cardiac issues. So even a simple pain, people feel, oh, I have cardiac issues, and they goes to the cardiologist and they are very scared, and that itself contribute many problems to their health. So real understanding of the health and what is the health, what is the symptoms, they have to understand what the person feels really, and understanding the real situation, and they should express what they really feel to the doctor. Then this treatment will be fruitful. Otherwise the scare increases and the person feels very difficult, and a person works in a very stressed conditions for a longer time. They feel very irritated, and they feel they are not able to tolerate the situation. Their mental health is weak. So such situations, they have to find a new job. Maybe they have to change the situations or the sections or the desk or whatever may be. So some changes, if they need, that also has to be accepted. And the most important things nowadays is that people need answer for every situation. And this is very important. Some situation humans don't know, or we are not able to plan something. We don't know what will happen to the rainy season. If it may be a flood, okay, what we will do? We cannot do anything prior. So we have to know, okay, we can understand there may be a chance, but we cannot balance all the uncertain situations. So we have to accept this is a situation I don't have any control. So not able to predict what will happen. So what we do is that just understand this is the reality, this is the situation. In this situation, what all possible things I can do, but I cannot pre-plan before happening all these things. So whatever is possible, we have to do in a better way. And the most important thing for the mental health is that we have to keep our own time. We have to have a proper food which will be very immune boosting, which will be very positive towards the sattva. Then we have to have a lifestyle. So we have to enjoy the play. We may enjoy with some outdoor activities, or some in Ayurveda we say a lot of applications of oils, that is abhyanga in the head every day, or body massages in the body, or different treatment modalities which will be helping for the person to help the stress relief or help the person to relax better. So preventive aspect of treatments are having a great role in Ayurveda, like abhyanga, or some applications in the head, some different type of massages, some different type of food intake. All these things contribute positively to the health. Then the most important guna, or the most important qualities we have to maintain in the life, is the compassion to the other person. Because always the grudge or the anger towards the person is the cause of the mental disease. The compassion what we create inside ourselves is the treatment for it. So we have to create the compassion, we have to create affection, not only to one human or to my family, to my child, or like this. Instead, we can show or express affection towards the nature, towards the other creatures or people whom we don't know. Because we know they are also a creature, they are also human. So we can show compassion, affection, empathy to them and help them, ready to help them, understand them. Then that also is a very important aspect of mental health. And this we say in Sanskrit, pratyasha, or the hope for the better future, is the best remedy for maintaining a mental health. So keeping hope, keeping positive hope, okay, whatever happens in the world now, it will change and I will be able to enjoy the life, because there are possibilities in the world for everything, and there are many people, many situations, many people to guide them. Many hopeful situations are there, and whenever we see the nature, because in nature teaches a lesson that everything can be good, and we have to be more towards the nature. That itself is enough to have a proper mental health. Thank you.